what's your take on NVIDIA's multi-frame generation? Without using it a whole lot, I do have some thoughts, and this is going to be completely unhinged and not sponsored at all. Now, the crazy FPS increases that NVIDIA talks about are in fact true. In Marvel Rivals with the 5070 Ti, we got 102 FPS in 1440p Ultra, but 326 FPS with frame gen turned on. That level of FPS increase may not sound important if you're the type of gamer that's usually at that 60 FPS mark. Not to sound like a tool, but 102 FPS is not as smooth as I want my gameplay experience to be. Right behind me, I'm using a 240Hz OLED, and the experience that I get going from 102 to 326 FPS is the difference of me utilizing what my panel is capable of. Because remember, even if this panel only goes up to 240 Hz, if your FPS is always above that, it's going to be super smooth. Now, the downfalls of all that extra FPS are visual artifacting and a tiny amount of input delay. The input delay doesn't matter for me because I only care about lag with competitive titles, and I definitely would not enable MFG or anything that introduces input latency in a competitive game. Now, the visual artifacting does vary from title to title. Sometimes it looks pretty janky, but I haven't daily driven it enough to determine if it's ultimately worth it or not. I wouldn't buy an overpriced graphics card just for multi-frame generation, but I'm still trying to determine if I'm going to default to it on or off.